And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. This is your boy Fly Island Guy. Today we are back in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we're going to be doing a combi flight today. I mean, I don't know if that's how you really pronounce it or how you say it, but essentially it's going to be a flight that is combining cargo and passengers. So as you can see, if you look in the back of the plane, we have some cargo there in the back, about 264 pounds of cargo, and then we have some passengers as well. Now it's supposed to be 5 passengers, but it's showing 4. But according to OnAir, that's fine. So I am not going to complain. But it's cool to see some people in the aircraft today. Flight time up to, actually I didn't say we're going. We're going to be heading up to Richmond, and name of the airport specifically is Richmond Executive, Chesterfield County in Virginia. Flight time is going to be about 1 hour and 20 minutes, and we're going to be flying at 13,000. Let's see what's happening weather-wise today. Temperature, well, things here in Myrtle Beach are actually pretty good. Weather is pretty mild. It's about 17 degrees C, and visibility is off 6 miles. We've got a little bit of light rain and mist in the area, but nothing exactly here right now, but we need to keep an eye out for that because the weather seems to be rolling in pretty good. If we take a look at Richmond Executive, what's happening up there? It's looking pretty good. Actually, let me get the weather station. I'm not really getting it in the format that I want, but yeah, it's looking to be about 9 degrees, clear skies. Wind is pretty calm as well, out of 110 at 4 knots. So yeah, things are looking pretty good over there as well. So I shouldn't have too much going on in flight today. That's if we actually get up in the air. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get the aircraft fired up and we're going to head out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the map up here at Myrtle Beach right now, so I could see exactly where we are. Boom. And we're going to be departing runway 18 today. Right. So we have an extremely long runway here at Myrtle Beach International, about 9,500 feet. So I think we're just going to, we've already gotten permission from ATC, that doesn't exist, to turn onto the runway around mid-bay and take off from there. We don't need a lot of run up. So beacons can come on. Have checked that all of our fuel switches are on, fuel shutoffs are on, and the emergency fuel cutoff is also pushed in as well. Beacons are on, so we can go ahead and put our auxiliary fuel pump to on, ignition to on, and let's go low motor. And once it gets through 14 NG, which it already has, we can put this in low idle.
Your flight will be monitored until you land and shut down the engines.
But NG wise, everything is looking good. Temperature wise, looking good as well. ITT is good. Torque is fine. Alright. Already got this started. Generator and alternator can come on. And we could switch the ignition off. And starter can come off. Auxiliary fuel pump can get a standby. Move our prop RPM to max as well. Alright, I've already set the trim. I'm still kind of iffy. I gotta play around with this like when I'm not recording. But our center of gravity today with our load is fairly aft, so I've pushed it even further forward than I did before. A lot of people, as I said, normally have it about here. I'm just gonna have to test out whether that works, but I'm still a little gun shy from before. Alright, taxi lights can come on. We already have our CDI set, so we just gotta turn around and start taxiing towards the runway. One thing that I'm also going to do get our cabin temps on, get our cabin air going, make sure it's comfortable for all the passengers, and try to avoid airport traffic while we're doing that. So we're going to move the temperature down to about 22 degrees. And we're going to leave the fans on manual so we can not have them blazing at full speed. Overall, a great day though. We're going to be looking at colder temperatures as we move further north. We're still in the south here in Myrtle Beach, so temperatures have been pretty mild for the most part. Okay. Alright, so the next right is what we're going to take. Just right here. Is it this? No, it can't be that. It's not even on the. It's not even on the airport map. It's this guy up here. So as I'm going to mention with each flight, we are going to be taking this guy up to Canada. We're going to be kind of moving around Canada to really do jobs around there and kind of explore the country a little more in depth than we did before. So next stop is Virginia. Alright. So now that we're here, going to set our altimeter, and I think it's probably correct. Should be correct right now. KMYR altimeter is 299.4. So we can go ahead and adjust that. $299.04, good to go. Gonna set the flaps for takeoff. Good to go. Strobes and landing lights can come on. And let's just take a look back here. Check out flight controls. According to the shadows, everything is free and clear. Good to go. Gonna move our fuel condition level up to high idle. Alright, and I think I have everything else checked. These guys get set. Alright, this temperature is set. Don't need a pitot heat, it's all good. I'm gonna start the clock now. We can go ahead and start our takeoff roll. Just set our takeoff power. Takeoff power set. And we're gonna look for about 60 knots, 65 for takeoff. Rotates.
Airborne time log.
Rotation looks good. Alright, looks like we're heading out over the water. Beautiful. Oh my gosh. That looks amazing. Let's start our left turn. And I'm just going to watch my speed. Flaps can come up as well. So you basically have to go in the opposite direction. Looking good, folks. I'm going to say this is my first fairly successful smooth takeoff. Sad as that is, it's my very first one. Alright, so I'm trying to maintain my climb right now. I'm gonna go get our autopilot on, and let's just hold this heading. Just got a flight level change mode as well. Let's just enjoy the view a little bit. Scenery is looking absolutely stunning, folks. Look at that. I'm gonna look back in a second. Just need to go into nav mode as well. Stay up front. Alright, so I'm just going to maintain this climb rate. I can climb a little better if I go a little slower. What we will do is set our RPM to 2000. There you go, 2000 RPM is set. And then what we need to do now is just kind of monitor everything to make sure they don't go into the red line. If you look, the NG is very close to redlining, so got to keep an eye on that. So yeah, outside of that, I'm going a little fast for climb right now. If I slow it down to, let's say, 110 knots or so, I'll be able to get a better climb rate. So let's actually do that. Yeah, there we go. There we go. So we're climbing out at about 110 now, and that's giving us, just letting it settle out, about 1,400 feet per minute, 1,350 now, about 1,350 feet per minute. That's fine. We've got a long ways to go on the flight, so no real rush. Alright, taxi lights can come off. And as I mentioned before, we keep getting assigned these super high altitudes, so I'm just going to keep on turning on the oxygen just to compensate for that. I mean, this isn't a super high altitude. I think the Kodiak can go up to maybe like 25,000 feet, 21,000, something like that. But because it's an unpressurized cabin, and anything over 10,000, especially if we're going to be doing that for a distance, we should get the oxygen on. So that's what I'm going to do here. Outside of that, folks, I hope everyone has had a great weekend. So by the time this comes out, it's going to probably be closer to the the next weekend. We would have officially been into our first week of work, and I, for one, am not looking forward to it at all. And then on top of that, my parents are also going to be leaving this weekend as well, which means I'm going to be back to being at home by myself, which is good, but it's going to be a little sad as well. We're getting a pitot warning now because the temperatures dropped below 4 degrees C. So we're going to get pitot heat on. I'll let those ice up. And at 10,000 feet, we're going to go ahead and shut off our landing lights as well. Alright. As I mentioned before, we have about an hour and 20 minutes flight ahead of us. And I don't know exactly how much this OnAir job is going to net us in terms of cash, but I was hit with an unexpected aircraft maintenance bill on my CJ4, and I mentioned this before in the previous video. Ended up putting all of my I didn't have enough cash on hand to pay for that, so I ended up taking out a loan, but the smallest loan I could take out was pretty much the same amount of cash that I had at hand. So what I ended up doing was, first chance I got, I ended up paying off the loan right away, because Fly Island guy doesn't like being in debt. And so our cash right now is nowhere near where it was, but quickly taking on more jobs. We're going to be doing more flying. We're going to get back to where we were. One thing that I'd like to do is buy an FBO, so we could start making some money that way as well. Across 10,000, so landing lights can come off. Yeah, so I'd like to buy an FBO, and that's gonna really kind of put me where I need to be, in a place where I can make money. I don't have anybody else flying for me right now, so it's just me doing all the trips. So I need to find a way to kind of supplement that income. So that's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, we are climbing up. We are nearing our cruising altitude. Everybody here looks pretty comfortable, especially that guy. Got a little smirk on his face. Actually, they all kind of do, but there's no TVs in the headrest. I don't know why they're all staring straight forward. Nah, but honestly, this is a pretty awesome feature that they have here. As you fill the load in the aircraft, it kind of populates with people and or cargo. So that's pretty awesome. Alright folks, well that's it for me for now. I'm going to come back when we start our descent into Virginia. I'll talk to you guys then. In the meantime, I'm going to get this oxygen on. Make sure we can all breathe while we're up here. Alright? Cool. I'll talk to you guys when we get back. Peace. And welcome back to the flight, everyone. We are well into our descent towards Richmond Executive. If we look here on the MFD, you can see that we're going to be heading to this pub's waypoint. So let's just get a quick look at our approach just as we're doing this. We're going to be doing the ILS runway 33 approach to Richmond Executive. So what's going to happen is we are going to come in directly to this pub's waypoint. And one thing I like about the NXI is that it kind of flies these approaches properly. So what's going to happen right now is it's going to come in. It's going to go into a holding pattern at pubs, then exit the pattern and head to Junkie, and then from Junkie we're going to turn around and then head right back towards pubs again and shoot the approach and landing. Now all this is going to happen at 2,000 feet. So right now we're descending to 2,000 feet. Should be at 2,000 feet at pubs, and then we'll just stay at 2,000 feet. Head out 10 nautical miles, turn around, head back 10 nautical miles, and then come in for the landing. I need to put in our information. So let's see, Localizer frequency is 108.3. Never know how to switch between nav 1 and nav 2. Do we push it? There you go. Yeah. I like to use nav 1 personally. Just kind of, I don't like that, but we'll go 108.3. And we'll go ahead and make that the live frequency. And as you can see, it's showing up as ICFU, which is exactly what we're looking for here. Love this G1000, man. Alright, and I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm also going to need to set the course to 331, but we could do that when we're on our way back. So today I decided to try out the VNAV descent, working beautifully. As you can see, we have the kind of pink carrot here, dead on in the center, as we're descending at 850. Now, if you don't know how to arm this in the G1000, it's pretty simple. So all you need to do is, before you hit your top of descent, which will be marked on your flight plan, make sure you dial down to whatever altitude you want to go down to. So in my case, I want to go down to 2,000, so I just dialed in 2,000. And as this pink carrot starts moving down, initially it starts up here, and it's going to slowly move its way down. As it's moving down, you could hit the VNAV button, and once it hits the middle, it should automatically trigger your descent. Alright, so the airport should, for us, should be kind of off to our left. Oh, there it is. So we are kind of right on target. Should be good to go. Once again, this has been a pretty beautiful flight. No clouds in the sky at all, pretty much the whole time. No turbulence either. And if you just double check the weather here, it should pretty much reflect what we're seeing. So, yeah, current temperature is about 11 degrees C. And one sec. Yeah, winds are out of 060 at 3 knots. So it looks like we're going to probably have a bit of a crosswind on landing, but it shouldn't be too bad. Alright, so we're starting our turn. Oh my gosh. Where did this fog come from? Man, okay, so yeah, the weather here is really screwy right now. Wow. It was giving me all kinds of confidence. And now my confidence is going down the tubes. I've actually been seeing this a lot, which is weird. It's like it's not a kind of gradual dynamic change in the weather. It's just like a switch is flipped on. This is fine though, no worries. And for some reason it's going again. Okay, I have no idea what's going on. It's a very interesting building down here. Don't know what this is. Looks like some kind of large factory perhaps. Don't know. Alright, so as I discussed before, we're just doing outbound now. If you look on Navigraph, yep, heading outbound to the junkie waypoint. Then we're going to do a loop and then head back in. Seems a little bit of a weird way to go about doing it, but guess it is what it is. Just gonna enjoy the sights and the sounds. I normally like to do this from kind of further back in the cockpit, but further back in the cabin, but passengers and cargo aren't allowing me to do that. Anybody knows what all these buildings are here? I'd love to know. This looks like some kind of sports complex maybe. Got a couple tracks here. Some more houses. Some factories around here. Like I wonder, anybody knows what these places are? So we've got a football field right here. American football it is, not European football. I hope I didn't cause any controversy just now. This is awesome, man. Alright, once we start making the turn, I'm going to switch the CI source to Loc 1 and activate approach mode. We should be picking up the localizer. I don't know if it does it automatically or not, but that's what I'll do right now. What I'm doing in the meantime here is just checking the weather to see if we're supposed to have LIFR conditions here. So that's magical haze layer or magical fog layer kind of threw me off just now. So KFIC doesn't have a meter, so I guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. Alright, so making that turn, once we get to this part of the turn, this is when we will activate approach mode and we'll intercept the localizer. And it looks like the runway right there off in the distance, or a runway. I don't know if that's the one. Actually, that's not it. Obviously, airport should be way off to our right. A beautiful, 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 beautiful looking scenery, man. As I said, it's one of the reasons why I can't go back to X-Plane, not right now, because you just don't get this kind of scenery out the box, man. And I understand the whole debate about the aircraft and flight dynamics and that sort of thing. And I'll give X-Plane that, but you gotta look at the ground eventually. It's not just about just the airport and that's it, right? So, alright, so approach mode, and CDI source, oops, look 1, and approach mode. Localizer's captured. Awesome. Alright, so I'm going to focus now on getting the aircraft configured for landing. Okay. Alright, the runway is straight ahead. See it out there. That's the mysterious fog layer kicks in again. And I'm floored by this scenery, man. It looks amazing. Alright, so I'm going to start getting my checks done. I don't know when the taxi lights come on. Let me check this checklist real quick. Descent before landing, normal landing, after landing. So after landing, I guess, comes on, when you turn off the runway. Makes sense. Right, we're coming back to this pub's waypoint. And that should be where the glide slope kicks in. I'm just going to go first notch of flaps. Considering that mess of pointy buildings in the distance is Virginia. And here comes the mysterious layer of fog again. Yeah, looking at windy.com, and according to that, shouldn't be any fog in the area. Wait, the KFCI? I think I put in the wrong thing. Okay, start our descent. I don't see anything about fog or anything, so I'm not sure where this is coming from, but we'll be alright. Alright, we'll go ahead and get our props to max RPM. We have our landing lights on, so gumps check. Gas is fine. Undercarriage is always down. RPM is full. Fuel condition lever is at a high idle. And switches, we have our landing lights on, and strobes are on as well.
Wing 220 at 2 knots.
Alright. Let's go full flaps as we are approaching.
500.
I can see the runway, so I'm going to go ahead and disable autopilot. Oops. Odd one.
Landing time lock.
Very hard. Very hard. But you guys are probably like, we saw that coming. Alright, I was hoping I'd never catch one that bad on camera, but well, here we are. Alright. kind of looking where to park. This guy looks free. I guess all these guys are free. You know what? Let's not park here. Let's not park here. Let's go where the big boys are. Alright, I'll just come here. Alright. Okay, folks, so that was the worst landing. Forgot to turn off my landing lights and my strobes. Whew. Let's keep that little secret between us, though. The passengers are alright. They're still smiling, I guess. Alright, gonna shut the engines off.
Engine off time log. Flight is finished. It has been monitored by OnAir.
Alright. I don't know what happened there, man. Like I felt like the landing was gonna be alright, and then things just got out of control, and it got out of control fast. I always lose my mouse. Sorry. Yeah, things got out of control fast, and then I ended up slamming it onto the runway. So, yeah, that was my bad. Anyways, folks, that is it for today. This is your boy Fly Island Guy, very embarrassed and ready to climb into a hill. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video as well. As usual, I'll be putting out a new video pretty much every few days, every 3 to 4 days or so, so be sure to check back. And outside of that, I'll be back with another video. We're either going to be in Europe or we're going to be somewhere in South America, so either way it's going to be exciting. And hopefully we'll have a better landing, alright? Outside of that, this is your boy Fly Island Guy saying stay safe, and most of all, stay fly. I'm out. Peace.